Angela. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. Hello there, Curtis, Kathy A, Little Twisted, Chris, and everybody that's aiming and everybody that's starting to slide in. So what have you been up to, Angela?
Been painting, been working on my continuing education requirement, my insurance license. Of course, I did a psychic fair last week. I have a psychic session coming up this Saturday at the Anchorage Mansion. I'm doing psychic readings, psychic portraits in person in Marietta, Ohio. That starts at noon, and you have to go to hiddenmarietta.com, sign up ahead of time. Slots are limited, so be sure to get in, and because it does fill up very quickly. And of course, I got more progress on my painting, and of course, I could show that to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Show us.
It's not finished yet, but it's a lot more progress. Not large painting that I have been working on. So you see the buildings, you see, well, not the buildings, but like the spears at the top. You see the sky with the lightning, the fire, little portions of the Nordswallerstockhof camp. I'm starting to work on my portrait from my past life. This is kind of what I look like in uniform back then. And I'm still working on it. A lot of details that still need to be done. It takes a long time to get through, make that everything kind of come together. So still working on that, and it'll be finished not in too distant future. And that is a tribute to my past life as Frank Hoff. Of course, I downloaded a new paranormal app, and it's like new spirit box. It's the Paravox 4. Everything is crystal clear as far as voices coming through, and there's no misunderstanding of what's being said. And I really like this app, and a lot of people coming through calling, Frank Hoff, and talking to more people and speaking in German, some French, and even some Spanish came through. And
wow.
Quite interesting. There's a woman that said that she was there at the camp with me. That's why she's been calling my name. I could hear on the other version, but all I could hear her say is Frank. I couldn't understand what else she was saying. And now in this other version, I can hear her as clear as a bell, as well as a few of the other soldiers who were friends of mine coming through.
That's interesting.
So, absolutely.
Well, I got a little bite to feed. It's like everybody's on Trump about eggs. What do you mean about eggs? Trump didn't do a damn thing about that, and they're bitching about him because we don't have eggs. Yeah, hey, we don't have eggs because the Biden administration said kill the damn chickens.
Yep. Plus, if you remember too, earlier in his administration, there was a ton of fires at a lot of the large chicken farms.
Yes.
So there were a lot of fires. There was like either what you want to call eco-terrorism, or
look, I get so mad I disappeared. Ladies and gentlemen, from around the world, Trump had nothing to do with no eggs. You damn morons. Oh, good gracious. What's wrong with you civilizations across the globe? God, you want to blame somebody? Blame yourself for voting for damn Biden and Harris, you damn moron jackasses.
Well, thank you, Little Twister, for the compliment and the painting. It's still a work in progress. Like you said, it's quite large.
Have mercy.
I'm still working on it. And especially
I know,
the face.
Curtis, I got it out. I just can't believe people are like, hey, Trump on my chickens. I don't have any things. I did that. I did to Trump. But you know what? When Biden was screwing up the whole freaking country for 16, 20 years, his whole damn life, nobody said a damn word. Oh, my God. Ignorance. I'm damn right I'm fired up. What's wrong with you, man? People are just ignorant.
And
get a bunch of chicken littles in this freaking world, so just what we need.
Yeah, the cause and effect.
Oh, we need chicken littles. Anyways, I got off my tangent now.
We can always check the runes on that. Yeah.
I know. It's just like, yeah, let's pull the runes on that, Angela. Good thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, Hampton's going to pull the runes on chicken eggs.
Yeah, let's see what we're gonna do with chicken. I love eggs. It's like my favorite breakfast food.
Hey, Nelda.
Especially with hot
You
sauce.
know, stupidity, right? Stupidity. I love every creature on this earth. But you know what? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, what the hell? I mean, when I see you posting stuff like that on the damn internet, it's like, what is wrong with you, Chicken Littles?
All right. Yeah, right on the eggs. So the first rune I got is Ewas. Is
Ewas my chestnuts.
It's this journey, travel, relationships, and so this is talking this when I talk about journey. This is about getting the eggs from chicken to market, right? This is what it's talking about, and this is death, regeneration. So, and all the chickens were killed off, right? We had that happen. Regeneration, death, regeneration, and this is interference. So this is Hygalas, which is the hailstone. So the runes are telling me that this is going to be like an up and down thing. There'll be times when it'll be the chicken eggs will be priced really good, and there'll be times there'll be interference, and there'll be the eggs will get scarce, and it sounds like
Buy powdered eggs, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell?
Yeah. So that we're going to be going through that. Probably there'll be plenty, and then there'll be periods where there's hardly any eggs available. So it'll be up and down for a while.
Just like toilet paper. Nobody needed toilet paper until there's a scarce. Everybody goes out and buys 25 dozen eggs. Why? They're going to go bad for you and eat the damn things.
And be a prepper. I mean, you can prepare a little bit, right? You can buy stored food and have it aside, so you're not rushing out and panicking and everything else, and you can have just extra things on hand, so just in case there is an emergency or prices go up, that you've got your own little food bank and your own little supplies to deal with it and ride it out until the prices come back down.
I used to tell Shelby during the pandemic, like, Shelby, as soon as you hit that front door at Walmart or Kroger's, you run to the toilet paper aisle and you grab as much as you can and just lay on it. Hey, welcome to the show. Pam, welcome to the show. So if anybody touches you, just scream, "Don't touch me." So all the damn Chicken Littles in the world, I can't, I'm still fired up. I look, I just erased it. I guess when you get off your Facebook, it erases it, doesn't it? Yeah, it starts from scratch. They got the damn Democrats donkey looking at President Trump's that says, you still haven't fixed the egg shortage. And he's got a basket, an empty basket with no eggs in it. And everybody's down there just chomping away. And I'm like, Biden is the one that did it. Biden. So, yes, Pam, we got you. Nilda, don't get me fired up. I am so mad right now. I can smack the hell out of that damn donkey.
And I also got the new runes, the new ones too. I also got these ones too, the new ones. So.
I just better stop. All right, next up, Chris L. Thanks for this live, as always, Angela and Grizzly. What was the raspy voice? It was a Democrat bitching about eggs. What was the raspy voice I heard on the first floor of my mom's building yesterday? What did it want with me?
Okay, yes.
I know the answer to this one. Go ahead, Angela.
Let's see what the runes have to say.
And I'm going to type it in.
Okay, I got Isa. I keep getting an older man, an older male. Okay, the runes say, as far as that concerns, they got Isa. I'm freezing periodically. There we go.
That's what I got. There's a family member wanting to warn. It's an older male.
Yeah. And I'm froze and you're froze. I can't see. Okay, I just unfroze. Nope, I'm still frozen, but I can hear you. The audio's good. And then I also got. Hey, hang on.
And ladies and gentlemen, she's gone. She just went poof, just like the damn Democrats ought to go, talking about chickens and eggs. Anyways, enough of that. So, Angela should be back momentarily. I don't have my deck out. I don't have any decks out, or I would start doing it. I know, talk about it, about donkeys. Let me see if I can grab a deck. I got a deck somewhere. I can't reach none of the damn decks. Anyways, of course, we had a convention this weekend, so all my decks are put up. So, all right, now, but what I got, good evening, Michelle. What I got was actually, I don't know if it was a grandfather or great grandfather, but it was a male figure, probably about anywhere between 5'9" and 6'2". He wears a, we call those hats with the bow on it on the side, and it's velvet. What do you call those hats? The old detectives wore them. God, I can't think of the hat. Oh, my grandfather used to wear them when I was a kid. I can't think of the hat. Pam, help me out. Amy, help me out. The name of the... Yeah, fedora. Thank you, Chris. Yes, a fedora. Thank you. Where's a fedora? Nice looking man too, by the way. Not heavy set, kind of medium built. But it seems like how'd the conversation go? Which one? And just said she's back. Oh, I didn't even hear the damn doorbell. Every time you come in, I hear a doorbell. I didn't hear the damn doorbell. I must have been so fired up about the damn donkey.
I think so. Yeah, so we're talking about the man, the older man. Getting that person. I got Isa from him, Burkana, which is, this is a reversal. This is vulnerability. This is danger. And this we have Wunya, which is fresh start, new beginnings, joy, victory. But I'm getting the impression from him that he is trying to warn you. He's trying to warn you, but I feel like it's related to a female that he's trying to warn you about.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. What's the warning? It's a warning about something. It is about another person, but
yes, it is. It's about a female. I'm getting a female. It's a warning about a female with I'm just getting the impression she has kind of shoulder length blonde hair, and she seems like she acts like a professional, but she's because I see her kind of in a blouse and a jacket, but she is very deceptive. Okay, she's a con artist.
Yeah. So you gotta be careful on that. Interesting. Yeah, Chris, it could be a coworker. Because when I was thinking before you even said coworker popping up, I was seeing papers. Mm-hmm. So that could be something legal, or it could be something work related. But I didn't really dive into it because Angela was doing it. So yeah, just be careful with that.
Professional, like business attire.
Yeah, so Angela dived deeper than that. Next up is Pam. Pam, I drew a card because I didn't know if Angela was coming back. If I put it in front of me, it's the 8th house card. I'm not really familiar with this deck. It's called the Black Moon Astrology cards. And of course, my green screens keep me But when I'm looking at this card, it's showing me that you're overworking yourself and you're spreading your. Let me put the card down so you can't see me. You're overworking yourself and you're spreading yourself thin, and you're doing too much at one time. You need to hold back, cut some strings, and relax and meditate more. It looks like you're really enjoying your later in life. I see you're really enjoying things later in life. That's really awesome. But yeah, legal documents. Thank you, Pam. But you also want to do a few things. So you're trying to set some goals up for that, which is awesome. Looks like there's some mischief in some family that you're trying to work out. I don't know what that is, but I'm seeing a lot of people chatter. When I see a lot of chatter, there's sometimes that means discord. And I'm seeing something. I don't know if you have a celebration coming up because I'm seeing a gathering. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's an anniversary. I know it's a birthday, baby shower, or something like that. I don't know, but I've seen something coming up with you. And Angela, what do you got?
All right, Pam.
So if I can show the card, I can't. But anyways,
It's kind of funny when he held it up and you just had the skeleton in front and you just
yeah, right. It's a neat deck. I just don't know much about them. I just get images off of them.
It's pretty cool. So the first rune I got for you, Pam, this is the Manas. This is human intellect. This is the Rainbow Bridge. And what I'm getting is the human intellect side. Like you're really, really mentally focused. It's like you're really focused on analyzing something. And I keep seeing papers or something that you keep looking at. And the next rune I have here, this is Iwa. So this is meaning travel, journey. And this usually is a journey with another person. I'm getting the impression off of this that you do have a travel coming up. You do have a trip coming up, and it feels like it's not a. It feels like more it's business related, or it's something like you felt like you have to do. It's that kind of trip. It's not like a vacation trip or something. It's more something like you just have to do. The next rune I got is Kenya's. So Kenya's is the rune of wisdom, it's intuition. And I got the impression that to follow your intuition, and that the more you follow your intuition, I'm getting the impression that the more you get to enjoy the life that you have. Once you let go of certain things, it feels like you're finishing up on something, like you're finishing up or putting things to an end, like you're transitioning. And usually when I see something like that, it's typically somebody that's finishing up on their career and then switching to retirement and making that transition and is finishing all the paperwork and everything that entails and finalizing everything. But that's the impression I'm getting. It's like you're focusing on that, you're finishing that up, and then once that's done, and it feels like you're going to be actually making a physical trip. It feels like a journey to an office or something just to get some paperwork or something out of the way. And then after that, this is all finalized. You can start following your intuition more, and then following that. When you follow that, you're going to be having more enjoyable because that's really your spirit talking to you, telling you what you need.
Yeah, that's very on. She said, "Thanks, Grizzly. You're spot on, actually. My first book just released last Friday. #1 best new release. Families gathering, new families getting together. So there we go. Yes, Angela, my first book signing is in May, and I'm traveling. That's awesome. And yes, Angela, you're spot on. So, hey, Cindy, nice to see you, girl. So, two things, Angela. Would you like to have a guest on your show to interview? Because you never done that, have you?
No, I haven't done that. I would love to interview.
Would you like to try that? All right, so I'll arrange a guest. And I think I know who we can have. And secondly, it's just, you're always spot on. And no matter if I do the reading first or last, we're always there. You know what I'm saying? It's just interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's next up for a reading? So congratulations, Pam. Really good. Glad to hear that. Congratulations. And definitely got to have you on the show, Pam. Talk about your book. And definitely need to get a copy, which is autographed. So when you're really famous, I got something I can gloat and bloat on on all the channels.
Yeah,
So, who else wants a reading? Anybody else while we're talking or anything like that before I get back on the edge of eggs again? Kathy says she will. Let me draw
oh,
you a card here, Kathy. While Angela's getting her runes together. So you got the Saturn card. Now, if I could show you the Saturn card, it's very vivid, very colorful. And that shows me the personality you are, but you're letting that in the bottle. You need to let that out. And another thing too, when it talks about Saturn, and Angela knows about this more than I do, Saturn is the planet of truth. And that's something that we always need to be about ourselves and talk about the truth and stick to the truth and be truthful to ourselves. And that's very important. Yes, Nelda, I got you too. And Cindy says, I love Angela. I do too. Dow Dow has a question. Okay, Dow Dow, I'll get you in line. But stick to the truth. And whatever goes on, even though that people may not like to hear the truth, I would still tell them the truth, but just break it down in segments. It will kind of help them digest a little bit better instead of it just bam hitting them like I do. I know I'm kind of like a little bit frank sometimes, but that's just how I am. But Dow Dow, if you want a question, put it up on the board so I can mark you because I don't know where your thing is. Pam says, I've been retired for almost 12 years and growing spiritually. Yes, I do see that, Pam, which is really awesome. I'm entering a new part of my spirituality. So that is what I see in your journey, in your goals for this year. Awesome. Thanks for the confirmation. I
yes.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And yes, I'll be at the Paracon together. You'll be able to get your signed coffee. Whee! I can't wait. Yeah, we're doing a Paracon together too. All right, you're welcome, Pam. Absolutely. Next up, Nilda. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't do your reading for Pam. Go ahead.
I didn't I just do a reading for her, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. All right. Next up is Nilda. I'll let you go first, and I'll draw a card for Nilda.
Okay, Nilda. All right, so the very first rune I got for Nilda, this is Day Gods. This is the rune of enlightenment, is the rune of clarity and self-awareness and the awareness of the spirit world and the material world. So I do have the impression that you are very aware of the two worlds, like the light and the dark, and you're very aware of the spiritual realm and the physical realm and the material realm. It's like they're present with you. You know how they interact. You're always sensing the spirit world with you and the material world with you. Next rune I got for you, this is Burkana. So Burkana is the rune of prosperity, protection. It's also the female energy. Now this is showing reversed. So when I see this reversal of the female here, it usually means that there is a female that's being a troublemaker, or there is something else going on. The impression I'm getting that there is a female that it just comes in and out of your life, and she's very critical. It's like she likes to tear you down. She's very nitpicky for and you don't you don't need that. You don't need that affecting you. I wouldn't take any of that personally. Is That's a reflection on her, not on you. The next rune I got is Sowilo. Sowilo is success, intuition, flash of insight. What I'm getting here from this is a tremendous flash of insight for you. It just feels like you get these flashes that come to you, and you just get this realization, and it just dawns on you, and it's quite sudden. My impression is from this is like, aha, I've come to this realization about myself and the way things really are. I see them for what they are, and that empowers you to move on and to take control of things and kind of move on, and don't let this negativity, particularly this criticism from this critical woman, affect you at all. That is on her. That is a reflection of her and her issues, not you, right? You know what's really going on. You know you're self-aware. You know around the spirit world. You know the physical world. You know the picture the way it is, and just use that knowledge and information to propel you forward.
Yes, absolutely. Now that I already know some about your situation, so this kind of goes off in another direction, right? So the first one is Uranus. And I don't know why I'm trying to show the card, so I apologize. But it's got a planet, and it's got some real vivid colors, and it's got a couple of good symbols on it. But the symbols shows that you're a genius, which I knew that the first time you and I spoke, because how you articulate and how you speak, that tells me a lot about an individual and your intelligence and your comprehensive, right? And I admire that. You got a soft soul and a kind heart. So when I drew the genius card, I went and drew another card, and I drew I think you call it Chiron card. Is that correct, Angela? Chiron?
Some I heard him
Chiron.
called Sharon, like Sharon.
Yeah.
I've heard it called Sharon, and some call him
Right. Now these
Sharon.
are
But
the picture of the man and the woman, and it's got a real nice symbol on it, like a key. But this card for you talks about healing and how we need to step back and heal ourselves.
mhm,
However, you may think that you cannot heal yourself. Yes, you may. Power is knowledge, and knowledge is power. We're all frequencies, we're all vibrations. No matter what you are going to be told, or what you are told, or what your test can become back, you can actually help heal yourself by changing eating habits, listening to certain music, taking vitamins. And hello, Amanda. Welcome to the show. Welcome, KD. Welcome to the show. So you can do that. So the other thing I did is I questioned, why am I getting these cards? So I drew another one. And when I did, it talks about the fourth house. Now, when we talk about the fourth house in astrology, and I'm not an astrology master at all or an expert, I'm a novice. We talk about going back to our roots, not only health wise, but let's talk about food wise. What does our ethnics eat a lot of that you're not eating, right? That will also change our health. I do believe that you're Hispanic or Latino background, and they eat very well when it comes to certain stuff that's not processed and so forth. So if we take a look about why our great grandmothers and grandfathers and parents live a lot longer than us, is they didn't have all that processed foods that we had. And I better hit this real quick because I'm not a doctor. I do not practice medicine. I'm not trying to cure any ailments by any means. So there we go. But we need to go back to our roots and understand where we went wrong. Okay. Other than that, I've got the same thing pretty much Angela got.
mhm.
But I had to clarify on the card. So good job, Angela. So welcome you all to the show. Nice to see you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, next up, Cindy. And while Nilda is typing, we'll go with Cindy, and I'll let Angela start as I shuffle.
Okay, Cindy. Okay, so the first rune I got. Oh, I'm froze again. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Okay, I'm frozen again. You're frozen again on my end. So
Oh,
you
you
may
look
not.
good on our end.
Yeah, it's as my computer is freezing and then going and freezing and going. It's just intermittent. But this is the first rune I pick up for her is land goose. So land goose is flow. The impression I'm getting a message from the rune is like to slow down and kind of allow yourself to go with the flow. I'm actually going to message like go with the flow, just relax. Life knows what's it doing. The spirit world knows what's it doing, and to go with the flow. Next rune I have is Yara. So Yara is where we get the English word year from, and actually is still in German the word Jahr or Jahren. Yara is year in German. So and this is from the Anglo-Saxon, originally Yara. So this rune is about harvest. It's about things coming full circle, and the impression is I'm getting off of this that things are coming full circle again, so that you will be. It feels like that you've had a issue in the past. It was like the recent past where things were just kind of topsy turvy, and it was just like a really intense struggle. And that cycle is coming to an end, and now you're entering that more of a stable, more relaxed cycle where you're not having as many problems or worries or upset. Things are more stable. Okay. And the next rune I got for you is Feyu. So Feyu is money. Okay. So this rune is, I'm getting the impression that things are going to be better financially for you. That's the impression I'm getting. So you're going to be entering a better cycle. It's like that bad time is ending, and now you're entering into that good cycle. And all you have to do is enjoy the ride, is what the runes are saying. That this is going to happen naturally as part of as part of a life cycle that you're experiencing.
All right. Welcome, Rebecca. There's your girlfriend.
Hi, Rebecca. And I
Well,
was
she's
telling
my
her about the,
girlfriend too, but not that kind of girlfriend. But she is a friend. Hey, Rebecca.
I was telling her about the new Paravox
Yeah, we're
experience.
going to have to look at that pair box before we get off the show. So, Cindy. So I pulled a card for you, and then I had to pull another card to kind of see what's going on. First off, Cindy, when I clicked on your name, I got real nauseated. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if that is you, Cindy, that's nauseated or nauseous or upset or any kind of mood you're in right now, or if that's just me that I'm going through. I don't know if I'm on my period or not. So you got to tell me, let me know who's who. Because sometimes when I click on people, I get their emotions. Hello, Natalie. Hello, dear. Yes, I'll get you in line, Natalie. So let me know if that was you or that was me that I'm picking up on. So the first one I got was, I don't know why I'm trying to even hold these cards. Faith. So when I first pulled that card, not only did I see a cross, but I also saw that we need to turn things over to the higher source, the higher power, to the light or God, and pray a little more and meditate. It seems like you're kind of stressed out a little bit sometimes, and it's starting to snowball over into your everyday life. And we need to probably step back and ground ourselves a little bit. So I want to know why. Yeah, I got Dow, and I want to know why that we need to talk about faith because look, well, I'm trying to show you another card, but the next card I got was Pluto, and anytime you see Pluto, we talk about transformation, and transformation can be anything. It can be an emotional transformation. It can be a life journey transformation. It also can be what Angela's talking about. So, and if that's the case, then we need to stop and reevaluate certain things in life. And if you feel like you're spinning out of control, it's natural. What I recommend is put one foot on the ground and saying, okay, this is how I want things to be. And this is how it's going to be. And I will manifest what I need. I will manifest my outcome. I will manifest what I'm going to do tomorrow and the next day. So keep that in mind. And let me know if that was not nausea, definitely in meditation and have faith. I appreciate you. Okay, not nauseous. Okay, so maybe that was me. I just took my medicine like a half hour ago. It was just weird because when I clicked on your name, it just started. So I didn't know if that was you or me. That's why I like to ask. All right, good job there. Next up, Dow. Dow said, I heard Master number 33 stray off their incarnation calling path. Am I on my incarnation path? Now, as soon as you asked that question, I got an answer, but I'm going to let Angela answer first.
Okay, so Dow. And are you on the incarnation path? What's that for you?
Yes. I got an answer, but I want to let Angela answer.
Okay, so this rune I got is Kenya's, and Kenya's is the rune of light, of guidance. And this is also intuition, but I feel like you are following the right course. You're on the right path. This is the light in darkness. That represents a torch, what this is.
Oh, wow.
So you are following the light. The next rune, Dagaz. So Dagaz, the rune of enlightenment, and this rune is telling me is that you have a very high awareness. It's like you're very much in tune with the spirit world and where your place is. You're very much aware of it. You have a high mindfulness. It's almost like you have a good esoteric knowledge, very good esoteric knowledge that you are following and that you're got a good handle on. And for a lot of people, it's hard for people to grasp the esoteric, but you've got a very good grasp on it. The next rune I got is Feu. So Feu being money, this is the cow, but it can also be communication, lucid dreams, and things of that nature. When I touch on this rune, it costs the money, it says that your esoteric work is actually having a direct correlation to your level of financial prosperity too. So when you're doing your esoteric work and you're doing your spirit work, it's having direct effects on the physical world and your financial standing. And it looks like it's very positive, like you're in a very positive financial place as well. So it looks like you're doing everything correct and you're following everything correctly. And there's not a whole lot of concern. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, once again, you're spot on, Angela. You are on your path. And this is for, who is this for?
Dow.
KD, or Dow Dow. That's right, Dow Dow. So the first part, first card I pulled was a symbol with the cross in the center of it. And that tells me that you're on the right path and it's an enlightened path towards the light. And when Angela started talking, I was like, that's the first card I pulled, right? And it shows me that things are going to increase in power and you're going to start questioning yourself and doubting yourself because you're unsure. It's okay. It's going to happen, right? It's no big deal. When in doubt, step back, reevaluate, make the best uh, totality of the circumstance in front of you decision. And what I'm saying by that is take a look at everything in its totality before you jump and make a move like a game of chess, right? And yeah, keep your faith and stand strong. Absolutely, KD. And maybe that's what I was thinking of when I said KD. I don't know. It's weird because KD popped in my head. The next card I've got, and oh, it showed it right there, but it's blocking me out a little bit, was the Provoker card. So when I'm on this card, when I got that card, it's showing me too that there's somebody on the outside that's kind of like poking a little bit. You're not knowing who this person is, but it's like kind of like jipping you a little bit. And that's probably where you're getting your unbalance and you're thinking you're getting off track. So keep that in mind. But good job, Angela. Yeah, absolutely. So that's perfect. All right. Next up, guess who it is?
Hi,
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Rebecca. I never did Rebecca before. Have you done Rebecca?
I've read her a long time ago, but mostly we do phone calls every once in a while, and then I listen to the
Right.
spirits that are around her during that phone call. Because when we're face to face on Messenger on a video call, then I can hear spirits and see them around her.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
I mean, we share spirits. I mean, some of the same group of spirits go between me and her, and go back and forth between each other.
Oh, that's cool. All right, Rebecca. Go ahead, Angela. I'll let you start first.
All right. So the first rune I got is is journey. And this doesn't feel like a journey alone. This actually feels like Theron is with you and present on that journey. And I know who you and I know who Theron is, because he keeps talking to me too. Theron, he feels like he is still your partner and he's still with you and he's going to be right next to you as in support on this journey. And next rune I got for you, this is Feyu. So Feyu is money. And I feel like this rune is telling me that money is going to get easier. It is coming. It is going to get easier financially. And even though you don't expect it, it will get easier according to the runes. Next rune. This is Tiwaz. This is victory. This is triumph. And what I'm getting from this is that, and it feels like just in a few months or so, there's going to be some sort of change where you have some more money, or money is better, and you have all this victory under this feet. This is like a sense of accomplishment. Yes, I did this myself. I got this achieved. I got this taken care of. I can be proud of what I've made progress in so far.
Rebecca, are you still here, dear? Rebecca, are you still here? I think she came on and came off. Well, anyways, I drew 2 cards. The first one, it talks about I will. And she needs to remind herself that she can and she will do this and do that. She needs to give herself a little more faith and a little more credit. I've got an ode soul, a beautiful soul, beautiful energy. Her aura colors are yellow and orange and a mixture of red. And so that tells me a lot about her personality. Also, when I got I went ahead and pulled another card, and I got the water element card. And I never got this card before and really never used this deck. It's a brand new deck. I had it for like 2 years. But when I see this card, it's got an upside down triangle and it's got waves on it, beautiful colors, but it looks like it needs to be sensing. So it tells me that we need to probably purify ourselves, purify our soul, and get back on track to our elements that we once was. I don't know why I'm supposed to be telling you that. And drink more water. So, anyways, is he a soda pop drinker or something?
Yeah, I think so. And
Yeah, I am too. I got my Mountain Dew right here. It's a Diet Mountain Dew, but
I'm not a soda pop drinker, but every once in a while I do like the probiotic drinks that taste like a little bit like sodas, and they have good good things for you in them. And I do like some of those. There's some good ones out there. And
yeah, Curtis, I got you. Man, we went to Golden Corral and I got the hibiscus tea. Shut the front door, Mary Mother Trucker Fudge Brownie. The moon jumped over the cow. The cow jumped over the moon with Swiss cheese. It was sweet. Oh my God, I loved it. All right, Natalie. Hello. I would like a message from Angela. May I please with a little trumpet and a crumpet, please. All right, Natalie. Let Angela do her thing here.
I see Linda just jumped in.
Hey, Linda. I love Linda. I love her energy. Oh, she just finished up a psychic support group. That's awesome, Linda.
Okay.
All right, Natalie.
Natalie. Do you want me to read first or you?
No, go ahead. It's all you.
Okay, Natalie. So the first rune I got for you, this is Noddies. This is the rune of the call to pay attention to your basic necessities. This is what I'm getting from this rune. This rune is saying you need to pay attention to your necessities, your everyday living, your regular life, your paying the bills, making sure everything's taken care of on your most basic level, or your responsibilities, right? On your personal responsibilities. Pay attention to those. It's a call to pay attention to those for now, to make those a priority. The next rune I got is Gabo. So Gabo is gift. And what I'm getting off of this is that if you focus on just the necessities, right, you're just focusing on making sure the very basic goals. I got a roof over my head. I got food to eat. I got um, some future plans. I've just got this taken care of. I got my job. Just got my basics taken care of. Am I taking care of myself, my sleep, everything else? Just your basics. The next rune I got Gabo, meaning that once you focus on that and you get that aligned, then you can expect a gift. You can expect a gift, and the gift's going to come from the spirit world for you. The gift that you could expect, this is Ansus. So Ansus is wisdom. Okay. This is also speaking, like speaking wisdom. So the gift of wisdom. The spirit world is going to manifest this gift for you, and it feels like you're just going to know when something is right. We call it claircognizance, and claircognizance, which is just your sudden, like psychically in tuned. It's just you have a knowing, you have a sudden knowledge of what the right course of action is, and that's the impression I'm getting, that you'll actually get that gift. But right now, the focus on your basics, on taking care of yourself and the things around you first, and then that gift will come, because that's actually planned for you by the spirit world.
That's interesting, because the first card I pulled was the world card. And I turn off my background so I can show you. Very vivid cards. And then we can go over this card for an hour. Talks about different meanings and pictures I get. And what Angela's saying really depicts this card to a T. If you follow what Angela's saying and do what you're supposed to do, there's nothing within your reach that you cannot get done. And it's just amazing. And it flabbergasted me, because statistically, we should be disagreeing and not agreeing. But like I tell people, if you got people with real abilities, they should be similar or matching 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's Kelly Jo, Angela, Melinda, whatever else, anybody's got abilities, they always match. And it's interesting. So I went ahead and pulled another card, and I got the Cancer card. And these cards are a little different. And like I said, these are called. I always like to show it's called Black Moon astrology cards, and it's a real. It's not a deck for novices. It's real high end, and the reason why is because of different pictures in there and images. Because each image shows you something, and it has a meaning for that particular person. That I'm told. Now the Cancer card is what I feel goes back to what Angela says, and it talks about your feelings too. If you would step back and think about your feelings and let your intuition, like Angela said, guide you'd be golden. You really would be. So yeah, absolutely. Good job, Angela.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up.
Okay. Next up, Amanda Withers.
Well, I can tell you this while she's shuffling, Amanda. I've been hearing this over and over, and I'm getting a headache from it. Your spirit guides are saying you need to listen to them. So sometimes that little voice in your head, it's not you. It's actually the spirit guides telling you something. Ain't that right, Angela?
Yeah. If you want, we can visit this and see if anybody comes through for anybody in the chat too.
Yeah, we can do that in a second. That'd be great.
Okay, we're gonna try it, and let's see, Amanda. Okay, so Amanda Withers. Love a reading with your spirit. Okay, so Amanda Withers. The very first rune I got for you is right though, and your spirit. I see you do have a spirit guide with you. Is a very tall and angel. Is very tall, thin angel. What I see is these giant arms reaching out and trying to pull you back. He's like, you need to come back to the right path. You need to come back to the right path. This is right, though. This is the rune of honor. This is taking the right path, the path of honor. Always choosing the right path. And he's like, you stray away a bit, and he wants to just reach out and grab you and pull you back. He says, you got to listen. So, but he is the angelic, the spirit guide that's the angelic guide that is actually your guardian angel that's trying to keep you on the right path. He says you've been straying a little bit. He's calling you back to it. The next rune I got is Ansus. So Ansus is wisdom. It is the spoken wisdom. I'm being told, one of your spirit guides has said to me, wisdom spoken by God. Wisdom spoken by
That's
God.
correct.
So that you need to pay attention to that spoken wisdom by God, because God is speaking through the events in your life and speaking through your guides and speaking through your angels. He's also speaking to you directly and to your heart. Listen to the wisdom spoken by God. That's what that rune is saying and what your guides are saying. The next rune is blank, and just when I see draw a blank, that just means you need to pay attention to what I just said. Dwell on it. Take that time to pause on it. Spoken by God. Spoken by God. Okay, so the next rune I got is Othala. So Othala is royalty. This is also DNA, family inheritance. What I got in the spirit world, you are royalty. As far as they're concerned, in the spirit realm, you are at a royal level, and you to maintain that level, they appreciate you. They appreciate what you've done so far, but pay attention to what is spoken by God, so you stay on that path. You need to stay and come back to that path. And if you want to try the paradox, we can.
Yeah, can you put that spelling out there in the chat while you're doing that? The first card I got was the solar eclipse card. And solar eclipse card talks about revolution, right? And just like Angela's talking about, you don't want to revolt. So let things happen, let things flow. Think about that little voice you hear up here. Not necessarily it's yours, right? So just think about that. I fold a second card, and it's the Taurus card. Now, when you look at this card, it may not make sense to you, but it's telling me is what you have because of what you've done in life and the struggles you have endured. So that goes a long ways, right? So think about what Angela said, and it actually makes sense. And everything that I'm getting is just validating what Angela says. So let's do one more, and we'll check out your app here.
Okay.
All right, let's do Curtis.
Curtis. Okay, Curtis, let's do a reading for
While
you.
you're doing that, I'll shuffle.
Okay, so Curtis, first rune I get for you, this is Ewas. Again, this is Journey. And and then for a brief moment, I keep seeing you traveling in a vehicle, like traveling in the car, but heading towards a sun. But when I see the sun, it looks like the sun is setting or rising. It's at a point in the sky where it's either setting or rising. It's very low in the horizon, like heading towards that. Uh, it feels more like the setting sun to me. So that would indicate to me like something, like you're trying, like you're looking forward to something ending, like a journey that's trying to end. You're looking forward to have it done, to get it taken care of.
Wow.
And the next rune I got is Othala. So Othala being the rune of royalty, family, DNA. When I touched this, as soon as I touched this rune, I heard return to your roots, return to your roots. It's if this rune is telling me like you want to go back, like to go back to your roots, like your family, like the beginning, like your ancestry, like going back to the roots of who you were. And I keep feeling like childhood, like digging through childhood, like going through your childhood self and bringing your child self back. Right. So digging through the earliest years of your childhood, who you were as a child, right, and just incorporating that into your present. So it just feels like there's some sort of conflict there, that there's a yearning there for something from childhood that was taken from you that you want back. The next rune I got is this is Kenya's. So I initially drew it the right way, but this is Kenya's. So Kenya's is the rune of intuition, it's wisdom, it's guidance, and I feel like that you're being guided by your heart. Like you really want this, like you really want this journey to end, and you want to move on, and you want to be able to have that time to relax and reflect. And it feels like childhood keeps coming back to you and coming back to you. Follow that light, follow the wisdom, follow that is because it's being there, it's there for a purpose, it's there for your healing. You're being led to something that's going to heal you, right? And your spirit is leading you towards that.
Yeah, so what's interesting, oh, you're welcome down. She says, this has been an awesome night for readings. You both work well together. Yeah, Angela and I, we work very well together. I love Angela's personality. Amanda says karma. One thing I got though, Curtis, are you even still here? Curtis. Anyways, I drew the first house, second house, and Neptune. Yeah, Angela is a good green aura. She's got the green and she's got the bluish around her too, bluish purple. The first house talks about the body, Kurt. The second house talks about owning things. When she's talking about the sunset and stuff, you traveling. I know what she's talking about. She's talking about you Bigfoot hunting. And Neptune is talking about sacrifice, and not necessarily sacrificing now. It was talking about you sacrificing over the years to get you to where you're at now, to what you can be able to do. Like I told you, you were as able to do when I told you were going to do it, but you didn't listen to me. Just because I speak doesn't mean it's going to happen right then and there. But it did happen in the month I said it was going to happen, and it did happen the next year, which was this year when it happened, when it did happen, and it did happen because now you're able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Ain't that right? So, and he knows what I'm talking about. So, anyways, all right. So let's see this app you got. Amy's like, what? So Amy was trying to sell something, but he didn't know when it was going to sell. I gave him, I don't want to say prediction, but I gave him a reading.
So what this is the parabox. Now, I'll turn this down, but you can hear the voices pretty clearly. This is a tool similar to a spirit. This is a spirit box, and this one is using radio waves to communicate spirits, and the spirits come through, and it's actually quite clear. It does have a way you can record what is being spoken, which you're getting here. There's also what they call ITC, which is actually it's generating words, and it also has a built-in ovulus. So where the spirits are sending words or specific words, it will say that on the ovulus, and that can come up at the same time. And you can hear all the voices coming through. These are the people that are around me all the time that are talking. And I recognized most of them, and I was going to check and see if there was anybody in the chat whose spirit guide might want to come talk through this.
So is that an app on the phone, Angela?
It is. This is called the Parabox 4, and it's way clearer than the prior version. It's not a free app, but it's only like $14, and it will continue to update. It told me when I first had this, things were coming through very, very clearly, where there were things that were indistinct on my prior box that I was using. It said on the Parabox, on this version, I had a spirit come through and said, you'll hear a whisper and you'll see an apparition. So when this morning, I actually was woken up by a whisper by a male voice that said, I should not have gone on that jump, or I wish I should not have gone on that jump. And then I saw a man appear to me. He was a soldier uniform, but I don't know if you recognize different uniforms, but I could recognize the uniform right away. It's a more modern uniform. He was a paratrooper, and he was dressed for a halo jump. So if you don't know what a halo jump is jumping from an extreme height. It's above the height that airplanes fly, okay, that typically fly. And it's a military operation. It's where they do airdrops from an extreme height, and it's more of a way to get into behind enemy lines in a more stealthy way to drop supplies and men in. or women in, or whoever's doing the paratroop. It's usually a very elite group of soldiers that participate in that, like Special Forces, Navy SEALs that participate in that. And I recognized the uniform, like what he was wearing he was dressed for a halo jump. And I asked him, I asked him to confirm, to validate, and he came through with the validate. And I said, "Did you go on a halo jump?" And he said, "Yes." He's
Wow.
validating that he's known that he is a soldier and he was killed during the halo jump. And I did a little research on that. For halo jumps, for the U.S. military, there's been an increase in fatalities in the last 3 to 5 years on halo jumps. And of
Wow.
course, right, exactly, high altitude, low oxygen scenario. So it could be, who knows what those failures are. I've not been able to find out anything because it's a covert military operation. What the circumstances of those deaths were, whether it was equipment failure or what have been. Was it something from the enemy? Was it, who knows? The military doesn't discuss those things in those types of operations, but it was validating. So he's hanging around me too, and of course he's wanting help. And when he does speak through this, sometimes his voice gets a little raspy. But yes, I have. These are, you hear all these voices. Like, these are the people that are around me all the time. And sometimes when I'm trying to sleep or in the morning, or sometimes all of these voices will, just like you're hearing it here, will be around me audibly without the paradox, right? And I'll hear them talking, and some of them will talk one at a time, and some will talk over each other, just like you're hearing here.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It's
It
just
really is.
it is really cool. It's another neat tool, and technology is getting better with the cameras and audio equipment and things like this, where you can get better communication through, and doing these paranormal investigations, which I'm trying to keep getting my group together, go to investigate the Anchorage mansion, but it just seems like it's a monumental task to get everybody to get together in the same night and do this investigation. But I love the Haunted Mansion in Marietta, the Anchorage Mansion. It is just an amazing place. And Greg says, "Can I see them?" Yes, I see and hear spirits. So I do see and hear them. There was another soldier that came to me the night before that was in a part of a tank division, and he showed me where he was wearing the cap. So if you're familiar with a lot of the World War II era, a lot of the Germans just wore caps because the German tanks were kind of padded and they didn't really
Right.
need helmets. And he was wearing the cap, but he actually showed me his military ID. He had a card that showed his name, his rank, his division, and it also showed like where he was enlisted from. That card was in front of me as clear as day, like I could read it. It was very clear. And then he showed me a tank, and it was a Tiger. So I know exactly what tank division he was with and what tank he was in. So
That's
it's
really
it's
cool.
yeah, it is really cool. It's very clear communication.
What a wonderful hour. It went by so quick again, Angela.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It went by quick, and I appreciate all the questions. And we wish we had more time, but we'll see you again next Monday for sure.
Yeah, we sure will, everybody. And make sure, reach out to Angela for a painting or a reading or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And from coast to coast around the world, everybody, Godspeed. We'll catch you on tomorrow's show. Bye bye.
Bye.